Thank you so much for joining me today. In today's practice, we'll open and create space in the hips. We'll stay close to the earth, so this will be a more grounding flow. But if you'd like a more energizing flow with standing hip opening poses, let me know in the comments and I can create a video for that as well. So we'll go ahead and get started. So we'll start in child's pose today. So go ahead and come into child's pose. So coming onto all fours, bringing knees wide, big toes to touch. And then sit the hips back toward the heels, extend the arms long, and bring the forehead down toward the mat. And we'll start with 3 deep breaths to settle into the practice, inhaling fully through the nose, and exhaling to sigh it out through the mouth. And 2 more times. Inhale, deep belly breath. And exhale to let it go. And final time, inhaling, deepest breath you've taken all day. And sigh it out. And on our inhale, we will find our way back to tabletop, coming to all fours, wrist under shoulders, knees under hips. And we'll start to move through a few rounds of cat-cow. So on the inhale, we lift the chest, we lift the tailbone, belly softens, we look forward. And exhale, we round the spine, press the earth away, chin draws in toward the chest. Inhale, heart lifts, look forward. And exhale to round. And go ahead and take a few more rounds of that at your own pace. And then maybe with every inhale, you lift the chest a little higher. And every exhale, you round the spine a little deeper. And on your next inhale, coming back to a neutral spine. And then just taking whatever movements feel good. So maybe it's circles with the torso, circles with the hips, maybe circles with the body. Just do whatever feels intuitive, whatever it feels like your body needs. And then whatever movement you chose, just take that in the opposite direction. And exhale to release, finding our way back towards center. We're going to bend the right knee, sending it out toward the right side of the room. And then we're going to take 3 big controlled circles with this knee opening into the hip. And then we take those circles in the opposite direction. And on that last circle, we're going to extend the right leg long out toward the right side of the room. And then we're going to sit the hips back toward the heels. And then send the arms long toward the front of the mat. Option 1 is you can weave the left arm under the right, bring your left side ear, left shoulder to the mat. If you want a deeper stretch, you can send the right arm under the left and bringing right side ear and right shoulder to the mat. And exhale to release, finding our way back towards center, coming into tabletop where we started. And then we take it to the other side. So we bend the left leg, knee goes out toward the left side of the room. We take those 3 big controlled circles like we did on the other side. And then we take those circles in the opposite direction. And on that last circle, we extend that left leg out toward the left side of the room. We sit the hips back toward the heel. Once again, extend the arms long. And then you can take your choice of twists. So right arm under left or left arm under right for a deeper stretch. And release the head, release the shoulder to the mat. And exhale to release. We come back towards center, tabletop. And keeping the knees where they are, we start to walk the hands forward, extending the arms long, releasing the chest down toward the mat, coming into puppy pose. So we send the chest down, and then at the same time, we lift the rib cage and the hips up and away from the mat. And if you want a little extra shoulder stretch here, you can make little tents out of your fingers, coming up onto fingertips. And then we inhale to walk the hands back in toward the body, coming up right, coming to tabletop. And then we're moving into downward facing dog. So we tuck the toes, send the hips back toward the heels, and then we send the hips up toward the sky, coming into downward facing dog. And then you can pedal out the feet here, just bending and straightening each leg. You can take some little twists side to side. And exhaling to release, finding stillness at center. On the inhale, we'll send the right leg up toward the sky, coming into a down dog split. And on the exhale, we step this right foot through between the hands, top of the mat, coming into a runner's lunge. And if the foot doesn't make it there, that's okay. You can just lower the left knee, just pick the foot up and put it between the hands. So from runner's lunge, we inhale, taking a twist, sending that right arm up toward the sky. And we exhale, let it go, coming back towards center. We drop that left knee down. And on the inhale, we sweep the arms up, coming into low lunge. We take a big breath in here, once again, to lengthen. And on the exhale, we're gonna bring either hand to either elbow above the head. And you can choose your depth in this pose. Maybe you're more at a 90-degree angle. Maybe you walk that right foot forward and you sink a little deeper into the hip. I'll leave it up to you. We exhale to release, dropping the hands toward the mat on the inside of that right foot. And then we heel toe the right foot out toward the outer edge of the mat. So we're coming into lizard pose. So you want to walk that left knee back as much as you can. And then you can stay up on palms if that feels okay. You can also come down to forearms if that's accessible to you. And then we inhale to walk the hands back and toward the body. We come back upright. And then we'll take a little quad stretch here. So we bend that back leg and we reach up and around with the right hand for the left foot. And if you can't reach for it, that's okay. You can either just reach back toward the back of the room, or you can use like a belt or a rope strap if you have one. And then think about pulling that left heel in toward the seat, sinking into that front hip. Maybe you start to turn the chest up toward the sky and look up toward the sky. And we exhale to release, coming back towards center. We plant the hands. You might have to tuck the toes and lift that left knee off the mat. We're coming into pigeon pose, so we bring that right knee in toward the chest a little, and then we bring that right knee a little bit to the outside of the right wrist. And then walk that left foot back, taking a quick look back, making sure the foot is in line with the hip. And this front shin will be likely diagonal across the mat, but maybe you can get a little more parallel. You can play around with what feels best. And then once again, you can stay up on palms. You can come down to forearms. You can extend the arms long, bringing the forehead down to the mat. And we inhale to find our way back upright. We tuck the back toes. We're going straight into down dog split. So we inhale, we send that right leg up toward the sky, coming into a down dog split. And exhale, let it go. And we'll take it to the other side. Inhale, that left leg lifts, down dog split. And exhale, we step it through the hands at the top of the mat, coming into a runner's lunge. We inhale, we send the left arm up toward the sky. We take a twist. And exhale, we let it go, coming back towards center. We lower that right knee to the mat this time. And whenever you're ready, we inhale, we sweep the arms up toward the sky, low lunge. And then once again, we inhale to lengthen. And we exhale to bring either hand to either elbow above the head. And you can stay upright. You can sink a little more into that front hip. And exhale to release, bringing the hands down toward the mat. And then we send that left foot out toward the outer edge of the mat, coming into lizard pose. Once again, maybe you walk that right knee back a bit. And you can stay up on palms. You can come down to forearms. Find whatever variation of lizard feels best. And then we inhale to come back upright, coming onto palms. We're coming into our quad stretch. So we bend that right leg this time. We reach up and around with the left hand for the right foot. Maybe we catch it, maybe we don't. And then we sink into that front hip. Maybe start to turn the chest up toward the sky, look up toward the sky. And we exhale to release, coming back towards center. Coming into pigeon pose on the other side, tucking right toes, lifting the knee. And then bringing that left knee in toward the chest and then sending it toward the outer edge of the outer side of the wrist. Walking that right foot back, making sure the foot is in line with the hip. And whatever you did on the other side, maybe you stay up on palms, maybe you come down to forearms, maybe you extend the arms long, forehead comes down to the mat. We inhale to find our way back upright, coming onto palms. We tuck the right toes. We inhale, go straight into down dog split with that left leg lifted. And exhale to release, downward facing dog. We're gonna bring the feet as wide as the mat. And think about grounding the heels. So even if they don't touch, just energetically send the heels down and press the hips up toward the sky, press the backs of the legs toward the back of the mat. And from here, we're coming into malasana or yogi squat. So we're gonna start to walk the hands to meet the feet at the back of the mat. So first we come into a wide-ish forward fold. Maybe you turn the toes out a little more. And then we bend the knees, sit the hips low, coming into malasana, yogi squat. And we have options here. If this is uncomfortable or this isn't quite working out, you can put a rolled blanket under your heels. You can put a block or a stack of books under your seat. And then we'll bring the palms to touch at heart center. And we want to press the palms into each other, press the arms into the legs and the legs back into the arms. And that opposition will help you lift the chest a little higher. And we exhale to release the hands down toward the mat. We're coming straight into frog pose. So we're going to start to walk the hands forward. We're going to bring the knees down toward the mat. So both legs are going to come to a 90-degree angle on the outside of the mat. And if this is uncomfortable on the knees or on the ankle, you could always put a blanket or a pillow underneath the legs. So option to stay up on palms if this is enough. You can also come down to forearms if you'd like. And if you don't feel this, start to send your hips back toward the heels. You can also bring the knees wider. We'll hold here for a few more rounds of breath, just sending the breath to the spaces that need it the most, which is likely the outer hips and the inner thighs. So to come out of this, we're gonna slowly find our way back to our palms. If we came back or if we came down to forearms, we're gonna bring the big toes together and then bring the knees together. And then you can find embryo pose, so bringing the forehead down and maybe interlacing hands between the seat and between the ankles. And just letting the body be heavy here. That was a big stretch. And we'll exhale to release, and then we'll just go ahead and come down all the way to the mat. We'll take a cobra pose here, so bringing the hands on the outside of the chest, spreading fingers wide. We press into the tops of feet, tops of thighs, lower belly pulls in. And then we inhale, we lift the chest, coming into cobra pose, and it can be a little cobra, it can be a higher cobra. Just play around with what feels best. And we exhale to release, and then we just roll over onto the back. And then we'll just bring the knees in toward the chest. We'll find a little rock side to side, giving the back a massage. And exhaling to release the soles of the feet to the mat. We'll take a round of bridge pose, so the feet are hips width distance apart, but they can be wider if they need to be. Pressing into all four corners of the feet. Whenever you're ready, we inhale, we lift the hips, coming into bridge pose. And you can keep the arms long. Maybe you interlace the hands below the body, rolling the upper arms under. And the tailbone is long. And exhaling to release, lowering the hips to the mat. And then we send the knees side to side like windshield wipers. We come back towards center. We take our final pose, happy baby. So bringing the knees in toward the chest. We bring the knees wide. We reach for the outer edges of the feet or the inner edges or the two big toes, whatever's best for you. And then you can find a rock side to side. You can find stillness here, whatever feels best. Just making sure the tailbone is long so the lower back is on the mat. And then we exhale to release. We pull the knees in toward the chest, giving ourselves a hug, thanking ourselves for showing up for this practice and thanking our bodies for getting us through the practice. And then we release the soles of the feet to the mat. We'll come into reclined Baddha Konasana or reclined bound angle. So we bring the soles of the feet to touch, and then we just let the knees fall out toward the sides of the room. And you can take whatever arm variation here you'd like. So maybe you bring hands to heart, hands to belly, one hand to heart, one hand to belly. You can bring the arms out to a T. My personal favorite, if you want a little added shoulder stretch, you can bring either hand to either elbow above the head. And this will be our final rest, our Savasana. So you can stay here if you'd like. If you'd like to take a more traditional Savasana, you can send the legs long, so bringing the feet as wide as the mat, and then bringing the hands as wide as the mat, having the palms facing up. And feel free to pause this video and stay here as long as you'd like. Otherwise, we're gonna bring the soles of the feet down to the mat, bending the knees, and then we'll roll over toward the right side just for a moment, using that right arm as a pillow, just letting our bodies know that we've reached the end of this practice. And then pressing ourselves up to a comfortable seat. And you can bring the palms to touch at heart center. You can bring the eyes to close if that feels sufficiently safe, or you can just soften and lower the gaze. And we'll end this practice just like we started, with 3 deep breaths. Inhaling fully through the nose. And exhaling to sigh it out through the mouth. Inhale. And let it go. And final time, deep breath in. And let it go. Thank you so much. Thank you again so much for joining me for this practice. If you enjoyed it, please give the video a thumbs up, as it helps me immensely. Let me know how the practice went for you in the comments below. You can also let me know where you're practicing from, or share anything that you'd like to share. If you have friends that you think would enjoy this practice, please send it to them. If you'd like to support my channel and help me to continue to make videos like this, you can buy me a tea, and peppermint is my favorite, just in case you were curious. And the information for that is in the description box below. So once again, I hope you have a beautiful rest of the day wherever you are. And until next time, be well. Bye.